Hello and welcome to this new video where we are going to discuss the difference between I'm used to or I used to or usually. Okay, these three different grammar points, these different structures, they create confusion and sometimes they are used one for the other. Okay, so we are going to clarify all this in this video with some examples, sentences for each case. Okay, well, first of all, let's go to used to. Okay, used to. When you say I used to. That this is for the past. This is used in the past. Okay, so when we say I used to is solía. Yo solía, ellos solían. So this is always with infinitive. Okay, I used to, or you used to, or they used to describe an action that took place in the past, but it is no longer occurring. Okay, so it doesn't happen anymore. So this is for the past. Okay. Well, let's take a look at some sentences. Affirmative sentences. This building used to be a palace, but has been converted into a school. Okay, el edificio solía ser un palacio y ha sido convertido en escuela. I used to be, so you have to pronounce like this T and this T. You have two T's. I used to, but you do it very quickly. The first T you don't do clearly, but the second T has to be clearer. I used to like this singer, but I don't like him anymore. Me solía gustar este cantante, pero ya no me gusta. We used to go out more often. Solíamos salir, pero ya no salimos. They used to eat a lot of junk food, but now they only eat healthy foods. Okay? So that means that they used to do it, but they don't do it anymore. Okay, negative sentence. Also, you can use it in the past. Be careful. I didn't used to. I didn't used to like this. Okay, this is in the past. So if we are using did, is yo no solía. I didn't used to. Okay, and then infinitive, of course. I didn't used to like this, but now I like it. They didn't used to play football every day, but now they play every day. Okay, or whatever. Okay, so this is the situation of the negative sentence in the past. So be careful about this. And the questions, the same thing. Did you used to get good marks? ¿Solías sacar buenas notas? Did you used to get good marks? Or where did you used to live? Where did you used to live? ¿Dónde solías vivir? So be careful with the past. Did you used to travel abroad? How did you used to cross that river? Did you used to study at night in college? ¿Solías estudiar por la noche en la universidad? Did you used to work in that office? ¿Solías trabajar en esa oficina? Okay, so this is always for past activities, used to. Now, if we are using a question or a negative, we have to use did, okay? So be careful because this is the tricky part, the usage of did, of the auxiliary verb. Okay, so that was for the past. Now we are going to take a look at to be used to, okay? And then to be used to, we have the verb to be. So this is a passive voice, okay? Forma pasiva, passive voice. And we are going to use it with gerund or a noun, okay? So I am used to working, okay? She is used to working very hard. Or I am used to hard work. Okay, you can use the noun, or if you use an activity, if you use an action, you are going to use the gerund. Okay, and also very similar is to get used to. Okay, to get used to. Eso es estar acostumbrado y estoy acostumbrándome. I'm in the process. I'm getting used to it. Or I get used to it means, that you are in the process of getting used to, or maybe in the past, you got used to, te acostumbraste a, is more when you use get, which is also in English a form of passive that means that, we are in the process of getting acostumbrado, accustomed to an activity or a situation, okay? That activity, therefore, is familiar to you, to them, And be careful because we have to use ing after the preposition to, okay? So, estar acostumbrando o ir acostumbrándose, okay? Let's take a look some affirmative sentences. She's used to working very hard. I am used to solving math problems. They're very easy for me, okay? They're very, very easy for me, okay? So, the dogs are used to the heat, okay? This is, in this case, we only have the noun. We don't have to use ing. I'm getting used to driving on the right. Me estoy acostumbrando a conducir por la derecha. I'm getting used to driving. Be careful with the contraction. You have to do the contraction, and you have to make sure that the verb to be is there. Okay, you'll get used to the weather soon. Te acostumbrarás. Okay, you'll get used to the weather. Negative sentence. I'm not used to listening to music while I work. He's not used to having so much work. No está acostumbrado a tener tanto trabajo. Be careful because in Spanish, the construction uses the infinitive, but in English is the gerund. Okay, he wasn't used to the cold weather, and he caught the flu. I can't get used to getting up so early. I'm tired all the time. No me puedo acostumbrar a levantarme tan pronto. Okay? Now, questions. Obviously, you have to change the order of the verb to be. Are you used to working so late? ¿Estás acostumbrado a trabajar tan tarde? Are they used to eating so much at lunchtime? Is she used to getting up very early? Did you get used to her behavior? In this case, we are using a noun. ¿Te acostumbraste a su comportamiento? Did you get used to her behavior? Okay? So this is basically to get used to be used to, estar acostumbrado o acostumbrarse a. Okay, be careful between to be used to or to get used to. A little difference there. And finally, usually. Okay, usually is probably the simplest of the three, but sometimes also it creates confusion when we want to compare to use. Usually, it's an adverb that we use for habitual historical actions, okay, with the present tense, or sometimes with the past as well. But those actions or activities are historical. That means that they happen all the time, often. So we use typically those adverbs that we use with the present simple, like often, sometimes, never, every day, etc. Okay, that's when we use usually. Okay, so let's take a look at some of the sentences. Affirmative ones. Friday was usually a busy day. Okay, well, that's in the past. Solía o era, normalmente era un día ocupado, un día con mucho trabajo, pero ya no lo es. In my dreams, I'm usually in trouble. Normalmente tengo problemas cuando sueño, okay? I'm usually in trouble. I dream with ghosts and dragons and storms or whatever you dream with, that you're in trouble. I usually stay away from noisy bars. Normalmente me alejo de los bares con ruido. Okay, and then negative sentences, they don't usually do that. She doesn't usually wake up so early. Normalmente no se levanta tan temprano. And the questions, careful, because as you can see, all these adverbs for the present tense, we are going to use right after the pronoun, okay? I usually, they don't usually, after the auxiliary if we are using a negative sentence or a question, first auxiliary verb, then subject, and then the adverb, and then the main verb. Okay, do they usually, do they always, do they often work? Okay, so that's how it is, the order. Does she usually call you so early? Do they usually make mistakes? And why do they usually arrive so late? Okay, so that's the usage of usually in this case in the present simple. It could be also in the past. Okay, so be careful with the difference between usually for habitual actions and to be used to, estar acostumbrado a, and used to, I used to, they used to, solían, for activities in the past. Okay, so this is all for this video. I hope that this clarifies any confusion that there might have been. And thanks very much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.